Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. So I know I said I wasn't going to talk about Chaos for a while, but then I had a recent thought which kinda bothered me. I'm of course referring to Chaos Undivided and how they might work in Warhammer 3, so it's very much likely that we're getting monogod factions in Total War Warhammer 3. With that, we will see individual factions dedicated to Khorne, Nurgle, Slaanesh and Tzeentch. Now, this all works very well as it's something that many people have been waiting for. But then that raises a few questions, more specifically revolving around Chaos Undivided and how they would work themselves. Not only that, but then what happens to the Warriors of Chaos? Let's talk about the Warriors of Chaos first. You see, they were the first DLC for the Total War Warhammer series, the Day 1 DLC, which eventually turned into the pre-order incentive. Now, they've been in a horrible spot since, well, Day 1. They were in a better position in Warhammer 1, but as Warhammer 2 came around and more content was added in, they became one of the worst possible playable factions. We know that the Warriors of Chaos themselves are going to get a rework in Game 3. Of course, this makes sense, as the third and final game of the series is very heavily Chaos themed as far as we can see already. Just the trailers and the tidbits of information that we've been handed pretty much proves that. So what exactly is going to happen to the Warriors of Chaos? They would technically fall under Chaos Undivided, wouldn't they? We know that Game 3 has 9 legendary lords, and it's very much speculated that the 9th legendary lord will be Be'lakor, and of course he would most likely act as a character for Chaos Undivided. There's no other reasons for him to be part of any other faction. But with the Warriors of Chaos, we already have Chaos Undivided, barring maybe a few things here and there, some missing units from the Warriors of Chaos roster, and maybe 1 or 2 units from the Demons of Chaos roster itself. Does that mean that the Warriors of Chaos DLC will be included with Warhammer 3 from now on, or is it going to act like a completely separate entity? Will we have 2 undivided rosters, or just simply 1, which obviously makes the most sense? Be'lakor and his faction could be seen as an expansion to that roster, very similar as to how you can buy the Twisted in the Twilight without owning the Realm of the Wood Elves. The only difference is that you would lack some stuff from Game 1, and you would obviously lack Archaon, Sigvald, and Korlek. I'm still thinking that Sigvald will stay at the Warriors of Chaos, as we've already seen that they're not willing to move around characters or change them around. This is, for example, making Isabella a legendary hero when in all fact she should be, so she could always be in the same army as Vlad. Plus, a large portion of the community who might not have gotten the DLC of the Warriors of Chaos as the pre-order incentive would have already paid for Prince Sigvald, meaning that if you buy Warhammer 3 and Sigvald gets moved to there, then you've already paid for him twice. You can see why I'm confused about the situation, right? We really haven't had any clarity about this, and it's likely that we won't get anything until much further down the line. But of course, that doesn't stop us from raising the question. Is it going to work like this, or is it going to work like something else? It's really unknown. And then that also makes me think about Chaos Undivided in general in-game. My biggest hope is that Warhammer 3 will launch with the Warriors of Chaos rework, mainly because if Be'lakor does play as an undivided route and joins the Warriors of Chaos in some way, shape or form, then it obviously makes sense to have that done too. I know it's asking for a lot because, well, yeah, it's a rework for a faction, but, you know, the game's been in development for a while, so maybe, I guess? But with all that being said, then how would Chaos Undivided actually work, Warriors of Chaos or not? By all accounts, in lore perspective and even tabletop, the forces of Khorne were glass cannon melee. They didn't have a lot of armor to protect them, but once they charged in, and if they could get into close combat, they would do a lot of damage. The forces of Slaanesh were focused around fast-moving skirmishing types, which made them very deadly as you'd have to catch up to them. The forces of Nurgle were very slow, but extremely durable. And finally, the forces of Tzeentch were focused around heavy use of magic. Well, that's to be expected. Now, when it came to Chaos Undivided, well, they were always represented as a form of mixture of all of them, taking some traits from all different 4 factions, but never all too powerful. Well, that really depends on the part of the lore that you're looking at, but Chaos Undivided was always seen as the strongest form. Not because you could pick everything, but rather that you could pick and choose what was your army loadout, and you could tailor your armies to your specific needs. This was the case for not only the Demons of Chaos, but the Warriors of Chaos too. With the Demons of Chaos, you could switch around and use whatever demons you wanted. With the Warriors of Chaos, you could have them marked by a specific Chaos God and take the blessings from said god. Would Chaos Undivided not be able to do that, or would they just stay with pure unmarked units, which once again means no demons for Chaos Undivided, just the basic stuff that we've already got access to? Or would we get access to some demons from each of the respective rosters to be able to use them, maybe in a weaker form, or just basic demons at that? The second option, in my opinion, is probably the best, as that's the only way to have a truly unique playstyle for Chaos Undivided. If we look at it in the sense of them not having anything new, barring a few units here and there and a few characters, well then there's nothing really too exciting there. Even a rework doesn't really present too much of a change. We've already seen that with the Wood Elves, for example, where yes, they had quite an extensive one, but the playstyle has remained the same, and, well, the playstyle for the Warriors of Chaos was the biggest issue. There were other issues, of course, but this was the main reason why I just can't go back and play Chaos without mods. It just isn't really interesting, and it just feels like it's a chore. Honestly, yes, I'm aware that this video raises a bunch more questions, but it's something I've been thinking about for a while, cause, well, you know, Chaos Undivided has been here for quite some time with the Warriors of Chaos, and if we get another undivided faction after the inclusion of Monogods, I just honestly don't see how they could be made to be quite unique. What would be the actual reason to go and play them? I want to start a little bit of a discussion with this video, as these are always kind of fun, and I'm always curious to see what you guys think, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let's see what we can come up with as a community, I guess. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.